Today I'm planning to get rid of this, my temporary jerry can fuel tank for my big green Pontiac. If you see my previous videos when I bought this car, you'll see I mentioned about the previous owner saying he had the tank welded because it was leaking, and it still leaked. So we weren't sure where it was leaking from, so we pressurized the fuel tank, found out where the air was coming from, and it was coming from the old weld. Rather than try and re-weld it, rather than buy a really expensive new tank, we've tried this POR15 fuel tank sealer, which seals pinholes and seams, has a non-porous flexible film, resistant to all fuels, alcohols and additives for professional use. Professional, eh? So this stuff, if I grab my light, kind of reminds me of zinc primer. It's pretty good stuff, it does look pretty good. When we were doing this, we could see, if I flip it over, we could see the stuff coming out of the weld, the old previous weld that the previous owner had done. We brushed it on both sides, we had a bit left over, so we brushed it on here, so hopefully this won't leak anymore. I'm going to chuck it in the car anyway. If it does decide to leak, I do have some fuel tank sealer putty that I can put around the welds that will hopefully work. But like I say, this is going to go in the car now, and yeah, let's see what happens. So under here, the previous owner was kind enough to leave the old fuel tank straps in. He left the bolts loose up here, so they shouldn't be a problem. I'm just going to drop these two down. There's one this side as well. Drop these down, slide the tank in, and before I lift it up, I've got to remember to fit the fuel lines onto the fuel sender, which I've obviously got to put back in the tank. On here you've got a sealing ring, you've got the actual sender unit itself, and on top here is a little retaining ring that clips in, which is very thin, and I'm hoping not to break it. A couple of wires, and yeah, just got to connect up those two lines on top. We are all back in. Now, the previous owner, like I showed you, took these bolts out to have the straps hang down to that tank out. Do not do that. You will never get it back in again. Up here, there's a couple of bolts that go straight up, quite long bolts. Another one, yeah, you can see that one a bit better. That one there. If you loosen them off, so there's maybe a couple of turns left, it gives you enough slack to get these in, otherwise you will not get these back in. I've modified the sensor, so you've got one wire for the fuel sender there, you've got another strap for the tank that mine broken, so I've put it on there. And yeah, that's it pretty much. I should see the filler neck there. So I suppose the next thing to do is chuck some fuel in and see whether we got anything coming out of there. Fingers crossed we don't. 5 litres of the UK's finest unleaded, or just some unleaded, and there's my filler neck. It's really annoying that there's no way of that staying down. I don't know if they're supposed to be. If anyone knows, I'm sure people do, please let me know. It's just spring loaded here at the moment. So far so good, I think. Okay, well at the moment we're alright. That's empty now. I suppose then we'll hook up the fuel lines at the front and see if we can get her running off of fuel in her own fuel tank. Right, so we're all plumbed in. See, jerry can's not here anymore. I'm just going to spray some easy start in just to try and get the pump running, get some fuel up. Lots of easy start. Whee! Leave that there. Oh, nearly. A little bit more. Let's try a little bit more. This could be a bit of trial and error. just needs the mechanical pump to start drawing the fuel through from the tank. That's all we're trying to do now. So unfortunately, I can't get the big green Pontiac running. There must be another issue somewhere in the fuel system, which I'll have to investigate at a later date. But the point of this video is that this stuff, fuel tank sealer, does seem to seal the fuel tank. I've got no drips on the floor. I've got no leaks at all from around the weld that was leaking before. So yeah, highly recommend if you've got an old fuel tank.